Well, I've been in fortune now for several years, and I would have really, never thought this is what I'd be doing for a living, to be very honest. I was a conventional businessman for many years, and really didn't have a lot of skepticism about this industry. Finally went, listened, it made some sense to me, certainly never intended to go full-time, but, it turned out that way. It's really been a great ride. It's changed my life totally. I think as a business owner, when people are looking at a business for the very first time, I would tell you this: weigh the risk versus return. It's as simple as that. Most businesses that I've ever opened, and the businesses that I'd opened in the past, I would mortgage my home to get started. And that might not even be enough. I mean, we do all kind of things just to come up with enough money. I mean, you look at fortune, there's just so little investment to be started here. Yet, the rate of return with a little bit of work can be phenomenal. What I really want people to understand that different about this industry is that for the last few weeks, I've actually just decided to take off some time. I didn't have to call the boss to see if I could take off. I just marked out some time in my calendar. The other thing it's done is it retired my wife. She had a business she'd owned for 29 years, was very, very successful, but my income had gotten so large in this that we made a decision for her to get out of her business so she could retire. And now, we get to do things together on our timetable. We decide when we want to work. We decide when we're going to travel. We decide when we're not going to travel. We can decide, it's just so different. When we go shopping now, we don't really, certainly we always look at price, but it's not the most important thing anymore. It's more about what we want. Then we don't check to see if there's money in the bank. We don't have to balance the checkbook before we go grocery shopping. And I've been there. I've been where we didn't, I made sure I only bought $10 worth of gas because I couldn't fill up the truck. Well, I don't think about those things anymore because a fortune has afforded us a different thing. And I guess probably the biggest thing fortune's done for us, it's allowed my daughter to go to school without having to have loans. It's allowed me to help my son get a home after his baby was born. It's allowed us the freedom to do the things we want to do. And what I would challenge you to realize is this: if you're looking at this for the very first time and you're trying to make a decision, could you do this or could you not do this? I can assure you I was at that same place at one point. I wasn't sure if I could do this, but what I knew was this: the risk was low. And what I was willing to do was try, because what I was doing I knew wasn't going to work. And if I stayed on the same road for the next 5 years I was on, I was going to be no further along. And what I can tell you is I'm so thankful today. It still scares me to think that what if I hadn't have went? Because our life has dramatically changed over one company, over one night of taking a chance on something that I wasn't really comfortable with, and it has changed my life and our family's lives forever.